until the morning. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. We'll dance the night away.
Hello, RV Rebel watchers and YouTubers out there. How are you today? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing pretty good. It's very warm and humid here in the suburbs of Chicago. And thanks for joining me. I see one person out there, maybe two, three. Say hello so I know you're out there. Hopefully you'll say hello so I'll know you're out there. Welcome to my channel, Travels with Pearl. Hi, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. What's your day like today? Hey, Eddie T. Hi. And Mitch, thanks for joining us, Mitch. And it looks like April. Hi, April. Norman in San Diego. Nana Pam. Hi, Nana Pam. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and being part of my live stream tonight. I know it's been a while since I had a live stream. You can hear me okay, right? I hope. Let me know. Hi, Debbie. Debbie T, Eddie T. It's warm. Travels with Pearl says it's warm in Florida. There's Billy, Strong's Adventure. Thanks for joining my wrench, my moderator. Welcome and thank you in advance for being my moderator tonight. Great. And you hear me okay. That's good. So Travels with Pearl was saying that feels like 100. You know what? It's the same thing here. Yeah, it's hot everywhere, April. That's true. Eddie and Debbie T are in Florida also, as well as Pearl, and so is Nana Pam. She's in Florida. I believe all you guys are there. I know Billy is in the south, but he's not in Florida, and it's very strong where he's at. The weather's very hot because we spoke last night. And it's pretty warm here. 74, Norman, in San Diego. Yeah, I think my sister is going to have to get a new thermometer. I mean, a new, not thermometer, but temperature, gauge for her patio and her wall at her house. She's in Las Vegas, and her temperature gauge that's outside her house only goes up to 120. So she's running out of room because it was 118 in Las Vegas the other day. And she said that her friends with chicken are getting fried eggs. I know, funny. It's been hot and cloudy. It's cloudy here, 90 in Louisiana. Hi, Alec, South Texas. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I understand that I have friends in South Texas. Did you get damaged from the hurricane? Were you in the hurricane? I have friends in South Texas who have no power, and they're still, trying to recover from the hurricane, which, my prayers go out. Grandpa's cycles, my friend and school marm, Grandpa passed away a while back. Those are my friends, and they were living in Florida and they moved to Texas. And if you remember my video, I helped my friend, her name's Linda, I helped her move to Texas. 82 feels like 89. Well, I don't know I know it was really hot here. I have the air conditioning on. Yay, I have AC. Thank you to my nephew and my son. It's so nice, as Billy and I say, it's so nice to have electricians in the family. Hi, Judith. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Let's see what the weather is here. It's 80 in Chicago, and they're expecting a severe thunderstorm. There's a watch right now, but it says it's going to rain at 10 o'clock. And, you got to believe everything on the internet because it's always right? But it seems like my weather is pretty accurate on my iPhone. How could that be? I mean, and they must have a direct connection. There we go. Sorry about that. You're all still there? South Carolina. Hi, Sharon. 102. Wow. I've been in Myrtle Beach when it's been so hot, and I was in my camper and I had no AC. And this was back in my first camper, way at the beginning of time when I first started traveling 7 years ago. Oh, man. Danny and I would have like this little bitty fan, and we'd see the same guy every night at the Walmart. There's one Walmart you can go to, and we'd see the same person every night, and he was in a van, and then we'd see him at the state park. Um, and we kind of had the same pattern. Jojo, hi Jojo. Jojo's calling from the Northeast, and I hope you're staying cool. So right now it says it's 80 degrees, but it is going to start raining. 40% chance of rain at 9 o'clock, guys. So if it storms and we get a little funny connection, that's will be the reason. Then it says 50. Hi, Craig. And then it'll say 50% and 55 and 50 through midnight. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain because I'm staying at my son's bill. He doesn't own the building, but his radio station is temporarily located here where I'm staying. And I went in there today, and he's got a big leak. He doesn't. The person who owns the building has a big leak, and there's water leaking in from the roof. There's not much you could do. It's Sunday, and he doesn't own the building, and but it's it's due for demolition anyway. So he's in the process of relocating the radio station, WBIG, the home of the big radio shopping show, where I am a co-hostess on Saturdays right now. I'm learning the business. So I'm hoping I could take my show on the road. You never know. Thanks, Billy. Yeah, if you do, remember to hit the thumbs up. And Sharon, where are you at, Sharon? I forgot where you just said you were calling from. Rapid City, South Dakota. Moose Boots. Hey, Moose Boots, how are you? Haven't seen you since Quartzsite. Oh, you're going to go back to Maine? You're still looking for the fresh water pump? How long have you been looking for that fresh water? Yeah, 80 is not too bad, but it was much hotter earlier. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to put my bathing suit on. I'm going to go sit out and catch me some sun because I'm fading. I know I look dark to everybody. Well, in this light, I probably look lighter, but I did get a little color yesterday, but then it rained. Oh, South Carolina. That's right. We were just talking about that. Myrtle Beach is one of my favorite places there. And, but anyway, so then I came inside because the storm came. And if you watched my video that I put out this morning, the storm was pretty nasty. And it didn't rain too bad, but then it rained in the evening and in the middle of the night on and off. So, now it's really humid, very, very, very humid. It's just kind of like hanging over you. You know how that humidity hangs over, the top of everything. So it's like really humid. And Columbia, South Carolina. Nice. And Alec, it's 91 by you, but it's always hot. Yeah. Well, I'm glad everybody could join me today. The topic that I listed is, will you remember, and where were you? Do you remember where you were on certain specific incidents that triggered the whole world or the United States or things that happened in our lifetime. You know, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's odd because when I talk to my grandkids about different things, they're like, I never heard about that. It's like new song came out. It's called Stairway to Heaven. That's not a new song. That's old. That was out in my day. Oh, no, 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 Grandma. It's a brand new song. No, it's not a brand new song. You know what I mean? Hey, Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie and Janice. Hey, Pearl's here too. And JoJo's here. Good to hear from you, Ronnie and Janice. Liz and I were just talking about you and the people from the WWR. And I'm so glad that you joined us. I hope you both are well. No meetup this year. There's no WWR this year, and there is no Lollapalooza, as far as I know, unless somebody else is doing it and I just don't know it. But yeah, there's no plans to do a meetup this year in the spring. Who knows? I mean, I'll be headed west, travels with Pearl and I. Hi, Mike and Lisa. I like your new name. Minivan Mike, Megavan Mike is now Mike and Lisa Excellent Adventure. And they're full-time together now on the road. You can check out their channel and their videos. Also, don't forget to check out Strong's Adventures and our other creators that are joining us in our live stream. I know it looks like I might have a weak signal. Let me know if things are going south or not going well. Oh, it just went back up. I do have I am bringing this to you today via Starlink. I should check to make sure. Let me check. Yep, my signal is still very strong, it says. So we should be good. Unless the storm. What's funny about with Starlink, I haven't had any. Oh, great. Thanks, Dana Pam. I haven't really had any trouble with my Starlink at all. I'm very happy with it. I'm getting I'm getting a flash. News flash, new event, severe thunderstorm warning. 7:14. That's today, 8:25 to 9:45. Oh, it's in DeKalb County, which is not here. Yay, not here. DeKalb County is where the county I worked in when I came back to Illinois after retiring from Florida law enforcement. I went to work for NIU, Northern Illinois University Police Department, as their emergency manager. So I got all the forecasts for the weather. I never unsubscribed. I still have it that I get. So I'd be on vacation and all of a sudden I get something saying that, there's going to be a storm, in Illinois. I'm like, great, I'm in another state, but we get some pretty bad storms here. Oh, you did in Wisconsin, Mike? You're back in Wisconsin? And I know I have a few of my friends are in Michigan. That's where we're going to be headed soon. We are going to head over to the M24, and I think there's still spots available there. M24, it's in Merrill, Michigan. And JoJo is going to meet me there. And so is Travels with Pearl. And another friend of mine, another viewer and friend, because most of my viewers are my friends now that I meet in person. My friend Jerry, she is going to meet up with us there as well. And I haven't seen her since my first meetup at Starved Rock here in Illinois. You might remember Jerry, Mike, because you were there. She was in a van and she had that itty bitty little canoe that was like her kid's canoe, but she's like just a little bitty person as well. So Jerry's going to be there and one of her friends. So it's going to be great to see her. I haven't seen her in a couple of years, but This is going to be at M24, and Kevin, he puts this on every year in Michigan. And of course, every year it changes. Last year it was M23. This year it's M24. Last year, Traveling Robert was there. Boondocking with Boomer was there. Lance, he was there from Canada. Um, I don't want to forget anybody's name. Charlie Grace was there. Tim, More Bang for Your Bucks, was there. Who else? Floss, who watches a lot of people that are on YouTube. You recognize her name, Floss. She was there. Who else was there? I was there. And friends of Strong's Adventure was there. Actually, they were parked right behind me. And there were a lot of cool people there. And it was really nice, small. Oh, Traveling Robert was there. Did I say that? Traveling Robert was there. And the Colemans were there. The Colemans won't be there this year, but there's got to be a lot of people there this year. Some new people as well. Last year was my first year, and this will be my second year, so I'm looking forward to it. And then, and it's 3 days. It's September 19th. Was 19th? No, September 22nd, 23rd, 24th, something like that. Oh, I'm having a brain freeze about it, but. Oh, right. Yeah. Traveling Robert is so nice. And they were so fun. And of course, and he's saying they're going to have a talent contest. They're going to have all kinds of stuff. You know, they have a potluck like everybody always does on the last day. They have a giveaway. Captain Jack was there. Yep. Lisa the Outsider. She was not there last year, but she will be there this year. Hi, Georgiana. Where am I going to be? Oh, are you going to the M24? There was one. What, Billy? There was one what? I said Lisa the Outsider. I meant Tina the Outsider. I don't know. I have cousins, Lisa and Tina, and they're both from the same family, and I always mix their names up. Hi from San Antonio. That's right. You're in San Antonio. I will be traveling after that. Oh, there's a Rockport Festival in Texas. Very nice. We have a whole agenda. Troubles with Pearl and I are going to hit the road after the event in Michigan, and because she's coming up from Florida, and that if you saw my videos, I kind of boondocked near her house in the Panhandle. But we have a whole agenda. I've got like pages and pages, I mean, of itinerary. Yeah. No, that's just like with pictures and stuff, where we're going to go and what we want to do in different directions. Because you never know. I always like to make sure I have directions and a map and have things written down where I'm going, because you never know when you're going to lose your signal for your GPS. And it's happened before. Or if my niece was on a trip and her phone blew up, didn't work anymore. And she was like, she had to stop on the side of the road and, call her dad from a payphone and hand write down the directions because she had no internet to check and nobody had a map. I went to somewhere last year. I know it was when I went to see my friend Marcia. Danny, am I in your way? Oh, everybody. Here's Danny. I'd say hello, Danny. Say hello, everybody. Yeah, hi. She just had dinner. She's still licking her chops. Oh, Billy was in Camp Be Strong. Some of your friends were camped behind me. Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Yeah, we're going to have fun. I mean, it's not a real, I'm hoping to, they have a lot of campsites reserved. So anybody who wants to go can just go on Facebook, look for M24, and it's in Merrill, Michigan. Say hi, everybody. And, it's very low key, just like my meetups. They're low key. And it's only like Thursday. We're going to get there on Thursday, and then we leave on Sunday, I think. Or maybe we're leaving Monday, but most people leave sometime on Sunday. They have a raffle and the potluck, and they're going to have a talent contest this year. And they have dancing and music underneath the canopy. If people aren't up all night long and there's not a lot of noise, Um, there are some, some people do bring their kids, and there are other people that are seasonal there. So we kind of, you really got to watch yourself, because you don't want to bother and make too much noise for the seasonal people either. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. In fact, it feels like it's just right around the corner. It is right around the corner. But before that, I got to hang out here, and I've been having a really good time. Spending a lot of time with my son and my grandchildren. Up, low signal again, just so you know. My son and my grandchildren. It must be every time the air conditioner hooks on. Kicks off. I don't know. It seems like that's when the low signal is. Shouldn't be, but because I'm hooked up to 30 amp. But anyway, so I've been spending a lot of time with my family, with my grandkids. So it's been a lot of fun. We went to, tried to go to another White Sox game. I am a Southsider White Sox fan. We tried to go to another White Sox game, but before we even got downtown to the ballpark, got to Kaminsky Park, it started raining. And it was a T-shirt night. It was Heritage Night, Italian Heritage Night. So, yeah, we didn't get our T-shirts, needless to say. That's okay. It's not like I don't have enough T-shirts in my T-shirt collection. It's kind of like some of them. If you saw my video about what I did, how I decorated my van a little bit, I put, those milk carton crates you might buy in the store that you could buy. They're not really actually from a milk company anymore, but I put it over there. I put it over that, and I faced the logo outward and stuck them in the cubby, and they look really cool because you could see all the logos from Lollapalooza. Since, we're not going to be basically doing that anymore. But we're going to travel, like I said, after the Michigan meetup, we're going to head west, travels with Pearl and I, and don't know who else might end up joining us. I don't know. Tammy, RV Tollers, she may head that way as well when we're heading that way. But we're going to head west, and our goal is to go to Sedona and anywhere in between on the way there. And then we're going to try to go to Slide Rock. I want to be in Slide Rock. And hi, Charlie. Thanks for joining us. And go see the wild horses and a bunch of other stuff before I make my way to Yuma and Las Vegas. So I won't, I'll be traveling a different route this year. I won't be going along I-10 to get down there, but I will be going along I-10 when I head back to Florida after Christmas. So I hope everybody will watch our travels and watch our videos from the M24 meetup. Anybody else going anything new and interesting? Any new events that you know about that's coming up? I'm hoping this year when I'm in Florida, I get to see Nan and Pam, because we usually meet up every year, but we didn't meet up last year. I was, kind of preoccupied trying to get my new trailer all set up. But actually, I was going to talk about the subject that I listed for us to talk about. Don't go anywhere. There we are. You might make a similar route. Well, let us know, because it would be great to meet up and have dinner or something if you're on the same route as us, because you're going to be leaving from Wisconsin, I'm guessing, and we're going to be coming. We're going to stop in a few places in Michigan before we head west on, to go to 40 and 45 to 40 or whatever, we take. But I'm just going to I'm probably going to stop at home from Michigan just for a quick hug and kiss from my son and the kids, because it'll be a long time before, oh, you're going to Branson. How cool. Ronnie, when are you guys going to Branson? Liz and I were talking about Branson. Some of our plans got changed because the park we were going to stay at in Sedona, we got a message that they canceled us. I mean, yeah, and they were refunding us. At first, we didn't know if they're going to refund us our money, but they did refund us our money because they're going to be closed. Cave Springs is going to be closed. They're doing some kind of a restoration. Oh, and Silver Dollar City does the Christmas lights, Billy. Yeah. Oh, wow, you're going in August. August 15th. I won't be on the road yet, but that's a decent trip for you and Janice. You'll be taking a nice long trip because you're traveling from the southeast, you know, and you still got the Class A and the Jeep. That should be fun. So, where were you? Is what the subject was tonight. Where were you in 1963 on November 22nd? Do you remember? I do. I was in the gymnasium at my grammar school and I was watching Bozo Circus. Does anybody know what Bozo Circus is? It's kind of a Midwest thing. Bozo Circus was a show that was on every day at right around 12 noon. It was a clown and his circus. And we were watching we had indoor recess because it was too cold out. So we couldn't go outside and play on the playground. Yeah, I was 1963, but let's see how old I was. I was under 10. Oh wow, Charlie, you were on Bozo Circus. That's cool because you know what? When you put in for tickets, you had to wait like 10 years to get them. So it's like the next generation of your family would get them, or your nieces and nephews. Oh, you know who Bozo is? That's cool. But you know, Bozo was not really the ideal um, role model for kids, from what I understand. Yes, Sharon, exactly. You were dismissed from school that day, and the next day, and you were in third grade, right? You were 3 years old, Eddie. Hey, Maddie Van Halen. Hi, thanks for joining. Where were you on November 22nd, 1963? Matt? Moose Boots, you heard it on the radio. You were playing hockey downstairs. Yeah, he was no Captain Kangaroo or no Ray Rayner. Oh, Nana Pam, you were not even a twinkle in your father's eye yet. I'm guessing you're saying me. That's funny. Well, we were at indoor recess. It was too cold to go out and play, and that was the day that President Kennedy was shot. And I remember it really well. Oh, you're in Michigan, Ambitious Antique. Thank you for joining us. Good rate. That's good. And you remember Bozo. Most people that in the Midwest do remember Bozo, but you know there are a lot of people that not from the Midwest. We didn't have cable then. Obviously, we had antenna TV, and we actually had an antenna on our TV. If you didn't have an antenna on your house and you didn't have a remote control, you had to get up and change the channel. Yeah, we were all in school. It was during the school day, right around lunchtime, for us. They didn't send us home though. We stayed in school all day, but it was very somber, and we really didn't do much because you know everybody was really, really, you know, shocked and upset. Obviously, our president of the United States had been assassinated, and they were looking for the person who did it. Yeah. Where were you in 1981? March 30th, 1981. That was another date I put on there. March 30th, 1981. That's the day that President Reagan. Oh, Debbie T, your mom probably didn't tell you. Yeah, I think there were different bozos. I thought, you would think that the Midwest one was because that's where I was from. I figured a lot of people didn't even know who bozo was. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, my friend, no, don't answer it. I told her I was going to be live, and she must have forgot. And it came through. Sorry about that. I didn't lose anybody, did I? Oh, my sister-in-law. She's just like, I got to send her a thing. Message. I got to send her a message. I can't talk right now. I told her I was going live. Sorry about that. She probably thought I was already done. Sorry about that. You started driving a semi in 1981. That's pretty cool. Ambitious Antique. I was at work. At that time I was working in the beauty shop. And I had my own shop at the time, and I was working at the beauty shop, I'm wondering why my phone is not charging. That's crazy because it's plugged in. So I'm going to have to change that out just so that I can answer it later. It looks like it's charging now. I hope. Low power mode. Iowa. You were in Iowa? Debbie T? How about 9/11? I mean, 9/11 seems so long ago, doesn't it? Where were you on 9/11? I was at in Florida. I was a deputy. I was a detective, and I was in the homicide unit. Uh-oh. Hold on. She's on her way to the hospital. Let me see. Hold on, folks. Can you talk a minute? She's been working on her house. I hope she didn't hurt herself. We'll see what's. You were a paramedic in the Matt. Hi, Matt. You were a paramedic. Oh, you was your first year being an apprentice, huh? Ambitious Antiques. 9/11. Oh, I was a detective, and I was at my desk, and all of a sudden I looked up, and I'm watching the news, and I'm watching these two planes driving in the buildings, and I was like, holy what the heck's going on? And everybody was like, what the heck's going on? We didn't know it was real. And then we realized it was real, and I was like, oh my goodness. What a day that was, huh? Oh, my. Let me see. Share her. Let me see if she called an ambulance. I hope she called an ambulance. Oh, I gotta find out what hospital. She's my sister-in-law that gave me. If you watch my video, I think I talked about the fan that she gave me. Um, oh, your son told you to get the heck out of there. So my sister-in-law's texting me, and she's taking her brother to the hospital, or the ambulance is taking him. He fell and he broke his. They're saying he broke his skull, or he's got a huge gash. Ambulance is taking him, and she's driving. Uh-oh. Be careful. I got to tell her to be careful because take a deep breath. I don't know what hospital she's going to. Okay, she's going to Edwards. Um Her daughter's a nurse at Edwards Hospital. My nephew, I call him my nephew. He's not really. Yeah, I know. He's an adult man, but he is. I don't know if you saw Sean in the video that I did at the zoo. Sean was hit T-boned when he was 16 years old, and when he got hit, but it was T-boned on the driver's side. He was making a left-hand turn, and the car hit him right in the driver's side, and his brainstem was severed. They never thought he was going to make it, and he did, but now he has severe brain damage. Well, one of the nurses is her daughter. That's my niece. Her daughter, my niece. I babysat her little boy, um, and I'm helping him with his YouTube channel. It's her grandson, and if you saw some of the videos I've done, but so Sean has had brain damage ever since he was hit, T-boned, and he had to learn how to walk, and he doesn't really talk, and he's more like a 5 or 6 year old in many cases, but he knows what he likes and what he doesn't like, and she has to um when her mother passed away. She promised her mother that she would never put him in a home, and so she quit her job and everything to take care of her brother. And so the state pays her like nothing, hardly at all, to take care of him because he's a ward of the state now. And um, she takes care of him so he doesn't have to be in a home for the rest of his life, sitting in his own. You know what sometimes happens in those state homes, because he's not really vocal. We know what he's saying because we know what we know he knows coffee. He loves coffee, and we know what he's saying. We know what he wants to eat, but other people would not take that time. So I'm going to tell her, let me know if I need to come there. There goes I'm still here. Sorry guys, I'm still here. So he doesn't walk very well, and when he does walk, he it's easy for him to trip and fall, and what he must have done. He must have fell and hit his head on and then she has tile floor, or she has the like the pergo floor. She doesn't have carpeting. And if that's where he fell. So I don't know if he fell in the house or if he fell outside or if he fell going outside onto the cement or fell. I don't know that yet. I won't know. But I can hear thunder. Oh, look out the window. It's pretty dark out there. Look at it. That's outside. It's pitch black. Thank you for all your prayers, everybody. I know it doesn't sound good. Yeah, her daughter is a nurse, and works at one of the best hospitals. And she's like the I don't know if they call it the lead nurse or the charge nurse on the floor, but uh, she works on one of the floors where people have had really like major open heart surgery and that kind of stuff. Hey, Raven. I didn't see you come in. I hope he'll be okay too. Yeah, he is, he's handicapped but he usually can get up and you go to the restroom by himself. He takes his time, but he's in his own home, so he knows his way, he knows what to hold on to and everything. I don't know what he fell from. She's been working in the house, fixing things up. She had a bad problem with her bathroom flooding and backing up and water all over the floor. They had to take out all the tile and everything, and she's waiting for that to be fixed. But I can hear the outside there. Outside, it's really sounds like it's starting to storm, or might be starting to storm. So where were we? We were, I'll wait for her to get back to me. 911. That was 9/11. So if people remember where they were. Yeah, I remember being at work in the detective bureau where I worked homicide. That was strange. And I was in Florida. I was so worried because my brother worked on high-rise buildings in downtown Chicago. And, you didn't know if Chicago was next. So it was pretty scary. Pretty scary. So where were you at yesterday when someone attempted to assassinate President Trump? And I'm going to clear the air, but I don't think anybody here, because I know everybody here, but someone made a comment on my video. Since when did Mr. Trump become president? Well, he was president at the same time President Obama and President Clinton were president, and President Bush. I don't call them Mr. Bush or Mr. Obama. They are President Obama, President Clinton, President Bush, President Kennedy, So I just want to make that clear. I always will respect our president regardless of what side of the what party he belongs to or she belongs to. Oh, you're watching the rally. Yeah, I was too. I was weirdest thing. I came in because it was so hot out. I came in here and I sat down and all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, what the heck? In fact, I was talking to my sister-in-law on the phone. I said, oh my God, because she had it on too. And I said, he just got shot. I was like deja vu almost. And I was like, and nobody kind of, and I showed it in slow motion and I was like, oh my God. And then you saw the blood on his ear. I said, and you hear the popping and I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it was pretty evident to me. And I tell you, those rallies, regardless of whose rally it is, they're pretty secure. But at the time, he was the past president. Thank you, Moose Boots. That's what I thought. But whoever this person was just trying to cause trouble and trying to be terrible. Just like another person commented and said on my video, on the comment section, that the perpetrator was of a specific ethnic background. And I'm like, why would you even say that? You have no clue. That's not even, nobody's talking about what the person, what ethnicity the person was that did this. And why would you implicate a country that you have no clue? We didn't even know, we still don't know what the ethnicity of that person was, you know. But it appeared, if you saw the arm in any of the photos, which came out much later, it appeared that he's white. But, you know, why would you call it, say he was any particular different just to cause trouble? Some people like to cause trouble and like to start spreading rumors. So I said I am going to tell you right now I'm removing your comment because that's not been, that's not true. Oh, there is definitely a lot more to it. We know there's a lot more to it. I've been to a Trump rally, and I went there last when I went in 2022 to the one here in Illinois where uh he was endorsing another candidate for another office locally in Illinois. He was not the president of the United States, so it wasn't, because it was in 2022, but he was here for the rally to support this lady and endorse her. My son was running for Senate, US Senate at the time, and my son was also there. And you know, these rallies are that's correct. They're all going to be our president because we're Americans. Correct. I agree with you, Billy Strong. And I was there the night before, and I gotta say, at the time I was there, I was really thinking like, boy, this security is not very intense here. But it was, and I was there the night before. But and I'm sure there were people there watching things, as long as I wasn't doing anything wrong, I was fine. But I was in line at 4 o'clock in the morning in the corral lines, so those little metal things. I was in there I was the third person in line. I got in the third row, but they let all the handicapped people in first. Special needs that needed special seating, which is understandable. And but then when I got in there, I was on the third row. Yeah. And here I was. Yep. I'm gonna here I was, so proud to say I was in the third row. Third row. You could see how close I was look how close I was to the runway. And their Secret Service was everywhere. Everywhere. You know, they were everywhere. Look how many agents were around him. But prior to that, I mean, I watched the motorcade. I went to my granddaughter and I said, my littlest one, I said, see all those cars? That's President Trump coming. Really? How do you know that, Grandma? Because I know. I've been on a presidential detail before. I was on a presidential detail when I worked for the sheriff's department in Fort Myers, in Lee County, Fort Myers. And we actually stood on the street, lined up on the street along the homes. And we were so close to each other that if anybody shot behind us towards the cars, they would have shot us. That's how we were lined up along all the houses on this one road where they were taking President Bush up to this is the younger President Bush, the second President Bush. So he was going to it was at one of the Hilton, I think it was a Hilton that's there in Estero, Florida. And we were all lined up on the street, and because President Bush used to come to both of the Bushes and Barbara Bush, they used to come to Fort Myers and or Lee County and stay all the time on the island. It's actually right. You have to go into Charlotte County and then go over to Boca Grande. Nana Pam, you know Boca Grande. It's kind of like really far away, but it's part of Lee County, even though you got to go through Charlotte County to get there. But yeah. And I mean, even though I was in the third row, there's these as you could see, those gates are up, and the same thing that they had at the place he was at this time. But he came walking all along that um runway. They didn't have that this time at this rally. I don't know about the other ones, but they didn't have that at this rally. And I did several videos on it. If you could see here, I did 2 live streams, and then I did one video that I had to fix because I had copyright music in it. So I had to take it out and put in other music in, and I had to make that private. But then the one of the actual rally. And it was an experience. But I remember thinking, when I was there, I saw the snipers on every rooftop all the way around that venue. And that's why I was really surprised that there was anybody on top of a rooftop at all. And I was surprised that the other snipers didn't see him up there. And why there wasn't a chopper in the air. But I guess it'll all come out. Maybe, maybe not. Will it be like the grassy knoll? I don't know. But I want to praise the Lord and thank you, Jesus, thank you, God, that he was not hurt to any extent. And he got right up, and was raring to go. You know? But anyway, do I still have yous here? Everybody's silent. You know, and I would have felt that way regardless of if that was President Biden, I would have felt the same way. If President Biden was up there and this happened, I think our nation would have felt the same way. No one wants any harm. I would hope that no one would want any harm to come to any of our leaders in our country or people, anyway, any person, no matter who they are, even the homeless people. That's like when I was a police officer, it was like, you know, people, you watch people say, well, they're a criminal, they're a hooker. Well, they're still a victim. They still have rights. They still need to be treated right. You know, and Bible says more or less you want to treat other people as you wish to be treated, and if you want to be forgiven, you need to forgive. Hopefully this is it. We won't have another. And I guess there was a President Biden had an event tonight. I didn't know he was speaking tonight before I scheduled my live stream, but yeah, it's a good thing that he is safe. And I'm sure that you're right, Billy Strong. You know what? The Secret Service does get pissed off when somebody deviates from the script. I'll tell you, I used to write scenarios, and I would get so ticked off when the deputies or the officers or when the chief or the mayor would do something different than what we have in our scenario. That this is, wait a minute, you can't do that. That's not your job. I'm the boss. No, you're not the boss anymore. You're not following incident command. This is incident command. This is, you can't do that. Then you got to worry about, okay, what's going to happen tomorrow when I go into work? I'm going to get in trouble for calling the chief on the carpet, Because my partner and I at Northern Illinois University, we wrote several big scenarios and put together several big um, you know, active shooter scenarios where we've had multiple fire departments and law enforcement agencies, state police, and everybody who would participate. And even then, okay, thanks, Dana Pam. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. But what was I saying? It must not have been important. I forgot. We wrote a lot of scenarios and was very interesting. I mean, we didn't let anybody past a certain point that wasn't searched to make sure that somebody didn't forget and put their real handgun in their holster instead of their play handgun that we issued. Nobody was allowed to go back to their car. We, taped their trunks closed with crime scene tape. And if they broke the seal, we would know that somebody went in there. They weren't allowed to do anything like that. We couldn't afford for any accidents to happen. Everything had to go according to the scripts. And that was practicing. What things happen during practice and people get hurt, unfortunately. I don't want to, there we go. Oh, yes. I don't know if I read a post from the daughter of the man who was killed. Oh, how sad. How sad. Um, he jumped on top of his wife and his children, and she says he took a bullet to save my life. It was something that she'll never forget. And when I think back when I was at that one rally, um, and here we are, me and my two granddaughters and my daughter-in-law sitting in the third row. And my son, who's a candidate for Senate, is, up on the press stage. He's entertaining everybody, before Trump, singing and getting them going, and everything. And, um, really getting into it with the crowd. And, when something like that happens and you're not together and you're separated and, it's a scary thing. And when you can't get to your loved one to help them, very, very scary. Hey, Ray. Thanks for joining and coming to my channel. Welcome. We were kind of, but when we started out the chat, we were talking and catching up on events coming up that we're going to attend and stuff like that. But then we were also talking about, do you remember where you were and what you were doing? And we talked about, 1963, if you were old, depending on when you were born. 1963, where were you when President Kennedy was shot? And 1981, when President Reagan there was an attempt on his life, and Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy, all those things happened during my lifetime. Unfortunately, what a horrible thing to have to see, during my lifetime and during many of your lifetimes. And but who, you would think that it was something we wouldn't have to see again, you know, because 1981 was the last time that such a major incident against a president, occurred, to the best of my knowledge, I think. But and my department in Florida, I remember when President Obama came to town, and they protected, they had the motorcade for him and protected him. I was already retired when he came there. I came back to Illinois. Um, I retired right in October. He was elected in November. So I wasn't there, but you know, and he had that He had a really cool looking car. My friend got to be by his bodyguard, and it was this black bulletproof Batmobile. I don't know why I want to call it a Batmobile, but it was a pretty cool looking car. Um, but there's so many precautions you have to take, and you think, what is this world coming to? It's horrible. There's no place. We have to remember that everybody is entitled to pick and vote for whoever they want. And it's a shame that people can't be friends because they have a different choice. You know. So anyway, we'll go back to talking about upcoming events. As I mentioned, we have the event in Michigan that we're looking forward to, and then traveling to Arizona, which will be so nice. I did put a link at the very beginning if anybody wanted to come up on the screen with me. Bring you up right here, right here. If you wanted to come up and be on camera and be on the live chat. It looks like we have 11 people here, which is a little small live chat tonight, but that's okay. It is Sunday, and there are other people I'm sure that are having live chats about similar things or different things. Oh, Pearl says I'm in my pajamas. Yeah, I'm not in my pajamas yet, but I'm gonna be. But I may not be. I may be headed to the hospital to check on my friend, my sister-in-law. She's not that far away, but I haven't got a. Oh, she just answered me. Thank you, will do. So I told her, let me know if I need to come. I can come there. And we've been talking for an hour already. Oh, I was up to 22. Thanks, Billy. Oh, I hear some more thunder. And I don't know how long I'm going to have internet because, even though I have a satellite, sometimes it gets so rainy and thundery in the sky that I think the satellite loses connection, although it is much better than my little MiFi internet, you know. Yeah, I was looking through some pictures too, and I was looking at pictures where they had of the old RTR, and I'm thinking how much nomad life has changed a whole lot. The gatherings and what people are doing. A lot of people are not nomads anymore. They're homesteading. They're settling down, like Nomadic Fanatic and Eric and Camper Van Kevin. Caravan Carolyn's no longer on the road. Aja Pandemonium, she's uh, doing homesteading, and she's doing a lot with gardening. She has a second channel that she started. If you want to check Aja out, which she has a channel for lazy days. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but she has a second channel. If you go to her primary channel, you could find out what that is. Strong's Adventures, Dutch Oven Lovin'. That's where we go to learn how to Dutch oven cook and clean our cast iron and maintain it, because I always mess up on that one, don't I, Billy? You're gonna have to look up. Somebody else started a new channel. I'm trying to remember who it was. A second channel to their main. We have lost a lot of. I mean, RV Joey's not traveling. I mean, she's really not doing a channel anymore. I've got a low signal again. We see her. I haven't heard from her. I haven't been able to get a hold of her. Oh, wow, your Starlink goes totally out during the storm. That's good to know. Thanks, Debbie. But it seems like when my AC kicked off, so I don't know if it interfered with how much power was coming through my outlets or not. You know, yeah, there's a Destination Open Road. They're really good at still traveling and putting out some really good videos, you know. And that Scotty's so funny. But I it just seems like that I think that they don't put out as many either. And Wandering Jimmy today, I saw him on I think it was Facebook. I think it was Facebook or Instagram or one of those. And I had not seen Wandering Jimmy and other than seeing him in person when I've been in Arizona because I've been over at Aja's. Um, but I don't see too many videos come out from him. And Ed and Sue, Nomad Ranch, haven't seen much coming from them either. So it just seems like, I mean, is the nomad uh, lifestyle and the nomad YouTube subject kind of going, south? I don't know. I noticed my views have gone down considerably, and unless there's drama, and I really don't want to do drama. Oh, there's a tornado warning, but not for here. But I just actually, they spoke in my ear. So that's a good thing. There's no tornado warning here, but um yeah, it's things have changed along the way. We've lost so many good friends. Hi, Lucy. Yeah, it is kind of hot to be standing over an open flame right now. You're right. I mean, I've got my cast iron sitting right here next to me. My two frying pans, I haven't been using them. They're just sitting there. But I thought, and I've got my volcano grill outside, and it's been getting rained on. And I just was telling my granddaughter about making the keto bread that I make in the Dutch oven in the volcano and how good it is. Camper Van Kevin said it's almost like pudding, you know, like a bread pudding. I mean, it's not soggy or wet, but it's just so nice. Well, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of people have lost views, but then there's other people who are mean and nasty, and their views have gone up, you know, and there's a lot of people you just don't hear from them anymore. And then unfortunately, we have lost some of our nomads. They've been ill, they've passed away. We've lost several nomads. And, speaking of people passed away, Richard Simmons passed away this week. And Totally Kathy, Billy and I were talking about this. Totally Kathy, if you remember Totally Kathy, who used to have a YouTube channel and was friends with the nomads. She wasn't a nomad, but she had most of the nomads as her friend. And I stayed at her house when I was traveling one year through Nebraska. And she was very good friends with Richard Simmons, and she was on his show and traveled with him. And she had lost over 100 pounds as one of his, you call that a follower or protege or something. But so Billy and I were saying, hopefully Kathy met him at the Golden Gates when he got there, because he was like he did his guru exercises and everything, and then poof, he was gone. You didn't see him for the longest time. And Shannon Doherty from 90210. Now they're not nomads, but they are people that we knew coming up, growing up, getting older, whatever you want to call it, on the TV shows we watched all the time before internet and cable. And she suffered from cancer for many years. I think she was 53 or 56, and they're young people that are passing away too. I mean, that's sad. And then I have nomad friends. We lost Carla last year. Mummy and Clyde, and my dear friend Deborah Coleman, uh, Canna Lady RV, and Camo Dave passed away. And I did hear recently that I don't haven't been able to confirm it, but I can't get a hold of him on his phone. Is that maybe my other wrench that's been my wrench since I started, that he passed away, and I have not been able to confirm that. Hi, Margie and Jeff, Ashes in April. I don't know if oh, Shelley Duvall too? Wow. Well, yeah, Dr. Ruth, I saw that. Dave Loggins, I didn't know that. But my Doxinator, someone commented on my one of my videos that Craig the Doxinator, that he passed away. Now I can't confirm that, and I can't, but he was ill the last time I spoke with him. So Craig, if you're out there, you know, call me, text me, comment, let me know. But it's, it's hard to, I can't get a hold of, I don't know his wife's number to call him, and I could send him a letter, but I may do that. I may send him a letter to his, because I've been to South Carolina to visit him, but I think I may have his address. But if anybody knows or has heard anything about the Doxinator, let me know, please. I'd be appreciative. Margie and Jeff, where are you? Are you? Are you in Wisconsin? I think I saw you. You just saw your video. I think you were in West. You're somewhere where there's waterfalls, because I just saw your video. Where you at? Oh, to Tennessee. Oh, you're visiting the girls. Hey, fairy dust. The wind, wild winds. Up, something just popped in on my screen. A new event. Tornado warning. Oh, still is in DeKalb, Illinois, not near me, which is good. I mean, I hope nothing happens, but um I'm still checking to see how my yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? So, we've often talked about, as nomads, what do you do? You know, um, if you're by yourself. Oh, I'm parked by my son's right now, but when I'm parked out in the desert, I, I usually make sure somebody knows where a key is, and I can make sure that somebody else has a key to my place just in case I get sick and something happens. We have one of our friends that happened to, and she ended up having a stroke. And fortunately, C Dub's Journey knew where her spare key was, and the Dan band, and they were able to help her and get her to the hospital and get medical care. Okay, so she's sending me a picture. Oh, I don't. Oh my gosh. Oh, I won't show you this picture. And he looks like he's taken it very well. She's sending me a text. He has got a big gash. Oh, they think he fractured his eye socket and his skull. He's got a big gash over his left here. And not a gash. I mean, it's like wide open. It's really deep. I won't show it to you. It's kind of gross. I can't really show it to you, but you know, but but his head up here is bandaged, but his eye, oh, and his nose is all swollen. This is if you're coming in late, anybody, my friend's brother who she cares for, who's handicapped, his name is Sean. He and she just had to rush him to the hospital. This is family and sent me a text, but now she's at the hospital with him. So I'm sure it's going to be calmed down now. He's going to have one hell of a headache. Being a nurse, I'll send you the picture, but um, plus his head is bandaged above that. So I don't know if he's got it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Weird. So I don't know if they'll keep him overnight or not. I don't know what his pain tolerance is, you know. I sent it to you. I mean, it's like as big as his eye is above his eyebrow and shaped like his eye. Like your eye is shaped because it's like gaped open and you could see way down in there, you know. But she would have never been able to get him off the ground, lift him up. She they got out of the car. I was staying at my nephew's house one time and in the driveway when I've been home, you know, and I stay in my nephew's driveway. I call him Junior. Well, this is his mom. And she came over with Sean and they got out of the car and they were walking up to the house, you know, and she was holding on to him with one arm, you know, he had holding on to her arm and they were walking like they always do. And there's only one step and then one other step to get into the house, you know, and but before they got there, we were in the grass, he falls down. So the two of us are trying to get him up, me and her, you know, here's me, an old lady, and her, she's like 50, in her early 50s. And we're trying, and the UPS, I gotta tell you, this UPS guy was awesome. The UPS guy stopped. He wasn't coming to our house. He went by and he saw us, these two ladies trying to lift this person up. This obviously, and Sean's 6'4", 6'3", something like that. And now remember he was 16 when this happened, when he had and became handicapped. So, but now he's, you know, 48 years old, and he's a big guy. He doesn't get exercise, you know, he really doesn't get exercise. Considering he doesn't get exercise, he's really in pretty good shape. He's not fat or anything like that, you know. But so the UPS guy turned around and came back and stopped in front of the house and got out and said, can I help you guys? Let me help you guys, you know. And just as he was saying that, we had got Sean stood, we got him up. And he was always like, oh, thank you. I thought, what a nice UPS guy. Wasn't that nice? I won't show you, Debbie. I sent a picture to Billy. He can show, his wife is a surgical nurse, and Rhonda, and I mean, she's seen a lot worse than that. I mean, because she's like a big time surgical nurse. She sees everything, all kinds of drama and trauma and drama. Well, at least it's good to know that from what I'm seeing, it looks like basically, other than if he has a fractured, she said he might have a fractured skull. I don't know if they'll keep him or not, considering he's handicapped, and you know, I don't know what they'll do. But anyway, so Tennessee, Margie, I bet, how's the weather there? I mean, it seems like it's pretty hot everywhere. I don't know anybody who's having that I heard has cold weather, you know? And tomorrow, I mean, I think it's going to hot and humid. Yeah. And I love Tennessee. I'm going to see if what the weather's going to be tomorrow here. It's going to rain till like after midnight. But tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny and 91. It doesn't say anything about rain, but it didn't say anything about rain yesterday and it rained. So yesterday. Oh, I hear sirens. That don't sound good. Could be an accident or crash, but I don't usually hear too many sirens back here where I'm parked. Well, folks, we've been on here for an hour and a half, believe it or not. I mean, I'm wondering if what everybody else is doing. It seems like, Sundays can be kind of, oh, I hear some more sirens. It sounds like a fire department. I hope it's nowhere near me. I moved my van so it wouldn't trees wouldn't fall on it. I had to put my canopy in when the wind was blowing. I've got all my shades down. Well, thanks, Eddie. That's nice to hear. Oh, thank you. She took a look at it. Yeah, and I don't know what the bandage on the top of the head's for, but they said he might have fractured his eye socket. I don't know yet where he fell. He could have fell on this. He could have fell out. There's like a one step down going out their sliding glass door into the backyard, the little patio area, and he can get out there all by himself, and he goes in and out all by himself because he holds on to the wall. But that don't mean he didn't fall, you know, or and they have a little puppy. Who knows? He could have fell off over the puppy or something. They got the cutest little puppy, Buddy. Danny doesn't like Buddy because Buddy jumps all over her, and she doesn't like other dogs. Yeah, tell Rhonda we send our love and say hello. Margie and Jeff, will you be going to Arizona this year? Are you going to stay in the Midwest and Southeast? Oh, somebody asked me about my shampoo. You know what? I don't, I think I started to answer you, then I never did. Whoever, are you still here? The one that, I don't know, whoever it was. But anyway, I don't buy expensive shampoo. I use Swab does what your does for half the price. It does. Oh, she said to say hello. Okay, good. You don't know where you're going when you leave there? Yeah. Well, Liz and I, we got our trip all planned out for the most part, especially to Sedona. And you know how many times I have ridden past Arizona on the way to Aja's property? I mean, or along 40 going, to Quartzsite when I've taken 40 to Quartzsite and 40 to whatever and then down to Quartzsite. I'm finally going to go to Arizona. I said, I got to go there. I want to go there. I heard so many good things about it and I want to go now. So Liz has agreed to go to Arizona with me. Travels with Pearl. Yeah, we're going to go there this year. Oh, well, she said she would go with me. And we're going to go to Slide Rock. And hopefully, with all this hot weather, hopefully it'll still be hot when we get there in October. Hot enough to go in to the water in Slide Rock at the Slide Rock State Park in Arizona, where you slide down the rocks and everything. We're hoping to do that. When are you and Eddie going to head out, Debbie? You just went to some, didn't you just go to Arizona? Well, we hope we're going to slide down, don't we, Liz? But I'm going to wear jean shorts or, shorts. I'm not going to ruin a bathing suit on the rocks. Yeah. Well, did you take 89A all the way down? Uh, Vicksburg, Mississippi, pretty bad. Well, when in Florida, I would walk out of the building and my glasses would fog up. The minute I walked out of the office, my glasses. I mean, I'm sure you other Floridians, Debbie and Eddie and Liz, when you walk out of the building from being in the air conditioning and you walk out when you're in Florida and all of a sudden you wear glasses, your glasses steam up. That's one thing that used to happen to me at the sheriff's office all the time when I'd be in the detective bureau and I'd be typing cases and, doing my casework. And then I go walk outside. At the time I smoked. So I'd go outside to have a cigarette and all my glasses would steam up and I couldn't see, you know. So half the time when I was in patrol, I'd be in my patrol car. When I was a sergeant in patrol, I'd be in the patrol car. And the minute I have to get out of the car, I'd have to take my glasses off because I wouldn't be able to see when I got out of the car because they would steam up so bad. And I didn't need the glasses to just function. I only needed them at the time, for reading. Unlike now where I wear bifocals. Yeah, but when you went down 89A, it's all winding roads and steep, isn't it? Because we weren't going to take it. I was told it was real steep and dangerous pulling a trailer. But you were pulling your car behind your camper. I'm going to take 17 and then go up 179 and go back up to where we're going. But Liz said eventually she would like to come down right from Flagstaff because Audra said it's a beautiful scenery, but it's pretty, white knuckle when you're pulling a trailer. Is that true? Is Jeff with you? Jeff was driving, right? Yeah, you wouldn't do it. It was kind of crazy trying to tow a vehicle down there, right? With your RV. Yeah, I think I'm still going to stay and take 17. And then Liz at one point may want to drive the van. She just has a van. So she'll probably just want to drive her van from Flagstaff down. Or maybe after we'll probably go to Arizona and then backtrack to Flagstaff. And then maybe I'll just tell her, hey, Liz, you can drive down 89A and I'll go down 17 and you take the high road, I'll take the low road and I'll meet you in Sedona. You only did it once with the RV. Yeah. Liz doesn't pull an RV. I do. So, we could, hey, Liz, we could do that if you want. I mean, we could separate up in Flagstaff and I could take 17 and meet you there and you could take the long and winding road that leads to Sedona. Yeah. We got some new people in here or people that came back, I can see, that are probably in the Lurkers Lounge. Are you in the Lurkers Lounge and not saying hello? we'd like to say hello. You'll send me pictures. What a friend, huh, Margie? She'll send me pictures. Yeah, I won't take the chance with this RV and the van. And the van is, it's tall, so that any wind or anything, I'm not gonna. Even though I have a double axle, which is safer than a single axle, I'm not gonna take too much of a chance. I'll just go down 17 and take Aja's word for it and I'll take y'all's word for it that it's beautiful. Oh, well, for the people that I said were here left. 5 of people. But it is an hour and a half. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight since we've really finished talking about the other few couple of things that was in my thumbnail. Margie, is that before you get to the squiggly part or after? We're camping at Pine, what's the name of the place? Pine something. It's the first campground you come to, Pine something, that first one. And then there's Cave Springs as you're going down 89 from Flagstaff. We're going to camp at the first one, Pine something, but we're coming up. I'm coming up to it. And she was going to go with me. Thanks, Eddie. Oh, it's after the squiggly. After if you're going south, Margie? Because I'll be able to go to that. I think I heard about that place, if I remember right. At the State Forest Campground. I think that's at the campground we're staying at. Yeah, I think that water place is by the Pine campground that we're going to go to. We'll have to see. We'll have to look it up. Oh, now I'm getting severe thunderstorm for my county, which means Harding Springs. Oh, that might be it. That might be it. Well, everybody, I know it's been a great chat. I'm glad that we had the people in here. We did. Billy Strong, I thank you very much for being my moderator again and joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining the live chat. Jojo got quiet. I don't know if she said good night. If I missed her, good night, Jojo. Good night, Liz. Good night, Margie and Jeff. Good night, Eddie and Debbie. And I'm trying to see who else is here because I can't go backwards on my I don't know who else is still here. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Ray, the new person that came and joined along. Fairy Dust, Weep the Wild Winds. Thank you for joining our live stream. I Love Lucy. Thank you. And who else? Let's see. I'm looking. I feel like the lady from Romper Room. Ray Crumb. Thank you. For Sharon Spivey. Thank you for joining us. Nana Pam, of course. Thank you so much. And I think I covered everybody. Oh, April and Moose Boots. So glad you were able to come and join our stream. And Mike and Lisa, Megavan, Raven in the Van I Am. Thank you so much for joining us. Ambitious Antique, Ronnie and Janice, We appreciate it. We hope everybody has safe travels wherever you may go. And I hope that I'm able to see you down the road. Hey, if you're able to, join us in Michigan. All you got to do is go to Facebook and find M24. And I think there's some spots still available. Join the Facebook group for the M24 and let Kevin know when you do book a place, because you have to call the campground to book it. And once you book it, let Kevin know what site you're going to be on, because he has a whole chart of where everybody is going to be camped. So he knows. He's the organizer, and he does a really great job. And he does organize a really good event. Thank you very much. Yes, Moose Boots, I saw ya. Thank you. Good night to everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up on the way out. I appreciate it. Yes, Billy, thanks for reminding everybody. Be safe. God bless you all. Take care. Bye.